Alright, everyone. Welcome to the dance party, or also known as the SparkCast Episode 41. And with us today is from Team Dakota, Thomas, the community
Hey
manager.
guys, how you doing?
And
Hey, I'm Thomas.
he's not Max is not Thomas. Max is Max, also known as Sniper Dude. And he's visiting us from SparkCast Episode 41. Ew, and I didn't turn off the sound.
Yeah, neither did I.
Oh, that was you. I thought that was me.
So we all made the same mistake. That makes me feel much not so bad. Worse. What? Words? Though I am hearing
That's not me
someone.
because I'm seeing a Halo trailer.
Yeah, I do hear your audio though. So we
Oh.
want to mute that anyway.
I can hear Halo.
So bad. Worse. What? See?
I think it's muted.
No, I should not get that.
There we go. And as you can tell, this is a very professional job we're doing here. So what is there to talk about this week, Thomas?
Oh, there's a bunch of fun stuff. I mean, we could start off kind of just talking about. I mean, a lot of things are happening. So, I mean, for the first, right?
Well, this is my show. We're going to start off with. No, I'm kidding. Go
No,
ahead.
you can tell me what to start off with. I am totally okay with that.
You were going to say Game Jam, though, weren't you?
I was gonna say Game Jam. So Game Jam where everybody got their stuff in on the 5th, which is awesome. And now we're kind of in the stage now of judging.
You need to
Think
get on
phase
that, by the
one
way.
Huh?
You need to get on that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Me and Brian.
Yeah.
Unless Brian's actually already been like on top of it.
Yeah. No, he hasn't either. I'm the judging overlord, so I'm paying attention to who is doing their job and who isn't.
Yeah, that would not be Team Dakota right now. I was not doing that.
But
Anyway, I think
yeah.
phase 1 is done though, so I think we're started the second phase, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, phase one was, for those who don't know, phase one was basically just narrowing down the field to the ones that weren't minimal effort, I guess is the way of putting it. So that
Yeah, I mean it's mainly just getting to the for all it's basically narrowing it down to everybody who would potentially be winning something.
yeah, I think we ended up around 70 or so levels. I think is roughly the number off the top of my head, but it was a lot of really good levels in that competition. So the judging is, you're going to be tired of me hearing saying this, but the judging has been very close so far, and I have a feeling it's going to end up that way as well.
Oh, I have no doubt. I mean, just from like looking at all the levels, it's there's so many just awesome creations. I don't know how. I don't know. I can't believe I'm gonna have to help judge because it's gonna be hard.
Well, that's what the numbers are for.
You're right.
When are the results released?
That's a good question. We're hopefully going to have them by Monday, the 19th, but that's not very realistic, so, based on what I'm seeing. So we have until May 4th, so the results will have to be finished by the 3rd in order for us to announce them on the 4th. So May the 4th will be the results day for you, at the very least, the latest. But I mean, we're gonna have to really crack the whip and get people to finish the judging, because right now I think only 2 people have completed all the judging, whereas most people are about halfway through, and then 4 people haven't started yet.
Oh
And,
no, that's me.
yeah, that's
Four people
you.
haven't started.
Yeah. So this is
Good job.
just for the phase 2 of judging. They haven't started. But
Ah,
how many total levels? It was about originally the ones that were entered in fit the criteria and were entered in time. They got in between the start date and end date of the submission period was about 156 or 152, something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so Star Wars Day is the very last day we could possibly report the results, but anytime between the 19th and the 4th is when we will do the announcement.
Cool. We can make that happen.
Yeah, and we'll probably do something with Team Dakota to make it a little more fancy, and I'm waving my hands around because that means fancy in some way.
Yeah, no, we're gonna definitely amplify that message, and like, of course, like we're gonna be super excited and happy to like talk about the winners and all that. So that should be really fun.
Speaking of you guys being happy, Conker.
Yeah, Conquer
Okay.
that little guy.
So what's the news for the day for Conker? Anything?
So definitely, I'm gonna say I don't know how much has been really shared, but tomorrow's stream is gonna be a good one. So definitely recommend coming 3 o'clock PST. Uh, it's gonna be great. So definitely tune in that. You're gonna learn a lot about Conquer, and basically we're gonna be taking a look at all like the creation pack and a bunch of the assets. So at least that's on me. That's the plan currently. If it doesn't.
And the pack releases when?
So yes. So for those who don't know, uh, Conquer is coming to Project Spark. It's April 23rd. So that's next Thursday. So 8 days away. It is coming in two forms. There's a 499 or 500 token pack that is a play experience of just Conquer's Big Reunion, Episode 1. And that is basically catered to the people who just want to go in and play Conquer and and then at that point, if they want to check out more Spark, but they just more tentative, that's great. And then the $10 is like your opt-in all in for the Conquer Mega Pack, and that includes the play experience that's in the $5 thing. So Conquer's Big Reunion Episode 1, and then it also has the Conquer Champion, has the Conquer Creation Pack, um, and it also has Champions Quest Episode 1 also for free. So you have something to play with the Conquer Champion.
So, Max, what are you looking forward to in regards to what's coming with Conquer? Are you looking forward to the assets? Are you looking forward to the play experience or the UGC that's going to be made with the content?
Well, the thing is with Conker is, like, I didn't really know about Conker until Project Spark actually introduced me to him. So, I don't really know much about Conker, but, I'll probably be using him, like, the actual hero in my games, because, that's pretty cool.
Because it's an
I don't-
anthropomorphic squirrel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely say just from my playing around with him, he's like by far our best character we've created.
Not that you're biased or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious about the play experience, but I'm more interested in what people are going to do with him in terms of the assets that come with the pack.
I mean, the play experience is super awesome. For me personally, it's a lot more fun than Champions Quest. I do like Champions Quest actually. I'm not one of the stark people who don't. But this really feels like a different type of. I mean, it's just a different type of game. It's really cool. It feels like a Conquer game. Just happens to be made in Project Spark. It's about an hour-long experience, give or take. If you're really good at old school platformers, it could be less, for sure. But
Oh, it's a platformer. Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah, I'm pretty terrible, and I'm not gonna talk about like kind of all, I. It's pretty easy to see that it's gonna be. It's pretty easy to say that there's gonna be platforming, but there's like some other sections too that are gonna be pretty tough. So between all that, it's gonna angle. Oh,
124.
124. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm usually long in bed before that mark hits my time,
Especially if I've got to wake up at 6:30 tomorrow morning.
which you probably shouldn't be having to do if you're going to be awake this late. But
And I have to. And I have an exam on Friday. But either way.
I'm so glad I don't have exams anymore.
yeah.
Really
I've
rub
only
that
got
in.
another year.
Mescad brings up a good question. If someone buys the $5 play experience and then they want to buy the content to make their own stuff, do they have to pay $10 after that?
Yep, there is no like upgrade path for, so if you want to end up getting the crate pack after spending the $5, it's still going to be $10.
I
The
guess
way
that's
that we think,
basically-
the way that we think about it, and it's really the true, is that, and especially when you compare it to our other price packs, is like it's kind of $10 just for the creation pack, and then everything else is just like added like experience on top of it. Like, I mean, it's our largest pack to date, over 350 assets.
But
Bad.
it really boils down to the marketplace just isn't set up for an upsell, right?
Um,
After
I
the
don't-
fact.
to be honest about it, I don't really know. I don't think it would be too if it wasn't in there like natively. I don't think it would be too hard for them to for our devs to go in and create like an upgrade path where it'd be, oh, if you own this pack, then there's that. But I say that
But you're
without any
talking out of
technical expertise, and they probably tell me how it would take 6 months to make.
yeah. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen when you get after the stream. They give you a very swift tongue lashing,
Yeah, right.
and then they're going to need yet another community manager because you're gone.
Right.
Every week you get fired. How is this possible?
HR doesn't know what to do with me. Yeah.
So
One thing I can talk about Conker too. So I'm really excited. So on the day that Conker launches, we're gonna definitely have some featured community creations. A couple folks out there, probably a couple who are watching this stream, have access to the Conker stuff already, and that's just to make sure that we have a couple great UGC creations on the day of. So I think people are going to come and play like, the Conker's Big Reunion, but I think they'll spend even more time just in the UGC that's going to be out that week too.
So is this a little bit similar to the levels that were available on release or made by Team Dakota and by a few fans that also had early access Spark?
Yeah, exactly.
Because remember, Bob Schmacky made Cosmic Grit, which was based on Stardust before beta even came out.
Yeah.
So
and wasn't there Gradius Fox 2 or something?
No, that was something I made, and that was that we made that around PAX East time. So
okay.
a while into.
Got
Yeah.
that launch.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, I
featured
know.
in it,
I was supposed to have a level done for launch too, and that never happened.
Yeah. Just because you.
Why did you pick Conker though?
Say what?
Why did Team Dakota pick Conker?
It was more of a. I mean, we didn't really pick per se. It was more of a. We had the opportunity to go with it, and we definitely were really excited to go with that. I don't think it was like we weren't actively like pursuing like Rare going, oh, we really want to use Conker. We want to use Conker. It was more of a. I mean, the story which we've been saying, which is a total true story, is like it started with like a tweet from a fan to Phil Spencer. And it was like, why don't you think about like, having other like IP and, Project Spark, and it was particularly about like, it'd be cool to have Conker. And, the more that I think Xbox like leadership thought about it, they thought that would actually work good. And, and then once it was kind of like, would this be something Team Dakota's interested in? I think Team Dakota was like, heck yes, we would be. Especially we had, there's some
Henry.
Yeah, exactly. Henry would be is the big connection there because of his days on the Nintendo 64 projects.
I remember there was one other person. I want to say Rob, but I could be wrong. Also worked on Conker stuff.
Yeah, I think it was Rob early. I think he was a tester for Conker. But kind of once that actually went from idea to like this is actually something possible, the whole team kind of rallied around that. And, now it is here where it is now, which is, a week from launch.
And I have been tweeting Phil Spencer and Team Dakota and Games Workshop trying to get them to get Warhammer into Project Spark, but nobody else has been following along. So you guys all get on the ball for that. Everybody has to rally around that.
We should at least do a couple
Warhammer.
retweets.
What do you mean? What do you want like in the game if you wanted Warhammer coming in?
Everything from Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, all the races, all the units, all the armor, all the weapons, all the architecture, everything.
Ooh, that's quite an ask.
Well, yeah, but that'd be awesome. It'd be years of content.
It would be freaking amazing.
See? Well, he's British, so he's a little biased because Games Workshop is a British company. But
I don't even like Warhammer, but I know how good it would be.
The stuff just looks awesome, right?
Yeah, it would work really well.
See, there you go. Independent source. Now we just have to get Phil Spencer and Brad Reeb on board, and whoever is in charge of your marketing people.
Right, yeah. Well, tell me, that 5 million people would purchase it, and then I'd...
Sure, 5 million people will purchase it.
Yeah, thanks. That's perfect.
How many people play Project
I will
Spark?
march down to the leadership offices and send and request.
Max had a good question. So, do you guys publicly say how many people are currently actively playing Project Spark?
We don't really. I mean, I'm not gonna say any numbers. So no.
But is it a
just 'cause
healthy
it's not
amount?
really public knowledge. I mean, it's not. I'll say this. Like when I came from community, there's a lot more people. I think a lot of people realize that are playing every single day.
Okay.
And
And
like the numbers that are actually really staggering is how many new people come every single day to Spark.
we're gonna have a whole lot
10,000
more.
a day.
Yeah, it conquers. I mean, that's kind of the goal, right? That you're utilizing the popularity of another IP, which will help, right? I mean, that's not the end goal, right? Like the end goal is that just create a great experience. But yeah,
See, I would love to have Phil Spencer as a guest on the SparkCast.
right. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, Mascot had a good point, but we'll see how busy he is. Hell, he was able to do the Tick podcast, the Inner Circle podcast, and they're nice people. Um, Moving on, the Conquer is basically like Launch 2.0, right?
Yeah, that's how we're really treating it. A lot of new players coming in. We really expect like our the community that we already have, and like kind of like our core community, to be really welcoming to all these people like on the .com forums and on .org, all of the different channels that we have. Because yeah, we're expecting large amounts of new folks in. I mean like just to put it in like perspective, right? Like our YouTube videos, over I think once they're like on our channel for like a month, I mean they get somewhere between like 800 to 1,000 views depending what the videos are. I mean I'd probably put the average around there, but like the Conquer reunion trailer I think is almost at 100,000 views now like on our channel, um,
So,
which is huge.
Faultless wants to know, are your servers prepared for the influx of people?
Yes, definitely. We actually were making sure of that and checking through all of our server stuff, and we definitely have got we definitely think we can handle the expected.
Well,
Fair enough.
I guess
Did that in beta actually, and it worked.
yeah, that's true. We did a stress test in beta. We were able to like crash the servers like substantially. That was fun.
Right. I that was the double XP whole thing, right?
Yeah, I still have credits from that.
That helped me so much because I wasn't part of like alpha and I wasn't part of like I wasn't on beta until it came to Xbox, and so it took me like longer to catch up on all the content packs everybody else had, and that like allowed me to like gain 15 levels like in one weekend and purchase like everything.
Hmm.
I'm starting to get mine. I bought the castle pack the other day when I was streaming. I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
The treasure
Castle
trove.
pack, and I can't believe it took that long because that's like one of
it's such a
the
good pack.
it's such a good pack.
The world looks amazing now.
I think it could be better. I'm waiting for Castle Pack 2.0 with
2.0.
the battlements that aren't all jagged, weird, curly shit.
That is true.
Nobody would shape a brick like that. Nobody would put a swirl in front of the battlement, that sort of thing. So
Makes it harder to climb.
yeah, but they don't carve stones like that. It would fall over. So I'm looking for practical castle. That's what I want. A practical castle pack. Less whimsy, but still cool. The treasure trove has actually helped a lot with being able to boost your influx of content into new users or even veteran users.
Yeah, I think the treasure trove is just an awesome like it was one of these things when they first proposed it. It was actually just a few weeks before I joined the team that like it. I think I came like my first week might have been the first week of treasure trove. I'm not sure, but so like from a community perspective, I was kind of like, oh, this sounds like super gimmicky. Like this is some like super free to play, like almost like mobile game quality thing. But that was like my first suspicion, right? Like, which I guess is kind of funny, and then probably the community had that too. But like after going through it and like seeing how it's been like implemented, I think it's just a really good way of
Throwing content at users.
yeah, I mean I think it's like definitely really
Yeah,
shows some generosity. I think it's like I mean it gives out quite a bit of credits and tokens for the
does.
first time. I mean the token thing is crazy.
I mean, it's giving
Yeah,
it like
the token thing's great.
it's giving out
Yeah.
just as much currency as the challenges system, basically.
Yeah, like
More for
basically.
me.
So yeah, more than doubling in
Playing
some
enough for
cases.
challenges. Plus, I don't have premium.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So treasure trove, like, it's really lucrative, but it becomes even crazy lucrative if you're coupling it with premium and you're getting. I mean, if you have premium and you're getting the 3 golden tickets a day, I mean, you clear that board every single week with extra tickets at the end every week.
Yeah, I think I have like 40 some tickets left over right now.
Yeah, my personal account's sitting at like 50 something, and I've
I
cleared
have
it
2.
weeks since start.
Premium really helps with that. It
I
gives
have
value.
2. What is this?
It gives
I
value to
literally
people.
just use 1.
It gives value to people who are already level 50 to have
Oh
premium.
yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Wait, hang
Once
on, what?
you stop
If you're
leveling.
level 50, you get premium.
No. If you're level 50, then you don't get very much value out of premium, except for
Yeah,
if you have
because
treasure
once you
trove.
stop leveling up, because when you level up, there's a big like credit bonus, and so like that is super helpful. And as you're like going through, but once you hit the level cap, the credit train, especially if you are interested in doing challenges all the time, kind of ends.
hmm
But the treasure trove, I think, is really made up for that.
Yeah, so you get 3 tickets a day with premium. It's supposed to 1.
Yeah,
That's nice.
exactly.
So you're guaranteed a board clear if you just show up, basically.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
true.
and as long as you like do the
Oh, it
memory
could be
game with the
cheaper.
pen and paper.
I just use a Google spreadsheet, but yeah,
Yeah.
I just.
Oh,
I
well,
just
I
fail.
should say I forgot I work for Microsoft now. I should say
Excel.
with a Surface Pro 3 and pen.
That's right. That's right.
They're gonna say for Excel with Excel.
Oh, no, I actually do it. So this is like kind of really corny, but I do it on my Surface 3, and I like have like I just do it in OneNote, and I just like write on it.
Oh, well, that's. I hate you. Moving on.
It's really convenient, actually.
So talking about content, you posted earlier today. Was it you or Brian posted earlier today in feature requests? A
So
new.
he did the post. I mean, we were doing it like together because we talked to the content team, and so this is the kind of surprise that we found out like from the content team is that there's definitely interest internally to do more cards, and the fact that cards actually aren't as time consuming as we thought they'd be. They're one of our like when you like have the spectrum of like it pretty much starts at like a UI element is probably the easiest content thing we can create, and then you have the highest, which is like a full-fledged character with like a core character with all animations is probably the most expensive thing. So like I mean that's like the range, I guess. And cards kind of fall definitely more toward the UI portion than they do to the full character spectrum. So I mean they're not definitely as easy as like a UI element, but they're more it's less dev time for sure. So when we were basically saying that the community is pretty positive about cards, they're using them in interesting ways. They were like, well, let's get a kind of an idea of what they're looking for.
So what's the scope that you're looking for? Are you looking like in your post? You mentioned you did a follow-up post where you mentioned like signs and.
Yeah. So there was like 4 particular things that I said. So there was like a finish line, which would just be able to like drop, so it'd be good for like racers. And I even was thinking like a checkered pattern is just really cool to put around like on a wall. I mean, there's a lot of things you could just do with that. You could scale it up, scale it down. I mean, it could be like a chessboard. It could be like a lot of things. So there's that. There is the this is actually for me personally. This is like the must-have, coolest use of cards is like backdrops because I don't like spending terrain voxels on shaping like to create depth in the environment, right? And you have like these.
You get rid of the horizon on there.
Yeah, exactly. But if you can just drop a like fake mountain range in the back with a card, I think that's like super awesome.
So can you
I'd use
customize
like
cards?
menus.
Can you customize cards?
Uh,
Change their color or.
yeah. So the ones currently in the gallery, you can like go and color tint them, and you can like scale them and everything.
Because they were
That's good.
the ones that exist right now are like hyper specific, and I haven't actually tried to.
Yeah, they were all. So those were all done.
Voidstorm.
Yeah, exactly. So they were done for creation, or for Champions Quest.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've
yeah.
never seen these.
So, is it realistic to like? My initial thought was, They want to do more cards? Hooray! I can make an entire game solely out of cards, with all the characters being cards and all of the outfits that they wear
Yes,
being cards.
I mean that's not a scope that's gonna get to gonna be on like soon. But like I mean that's something we could like try to get on our roadmap, like a card pack that would be able to create full-fledged games.
All right,
Or
thank you for joining the
actually,
SparkCast. We're done for the evening. We're done forever.
right. Um, but like the scope that me and Brian are looking at now, particularly, is about like cards that like as like actually like individuals. So I mean, what we're looking at is cards like pretty much actually to come and like and be introduced like as first like as treasure trove items potentially, and that's kind of like so. That's like where the discussion is. So we're thinking of like really high value cards that we could like give away in the treasure trove.
Okay, that's cool. I think people like getting the grand prizes
Yeah.
from the treasure trove.
Yeah, I mean that's so the treasure trove is really
You
working
should
out,
get
and
it.
we realize that people are really excited about things that they are new to them and they haven't gotten before. And
I
so
got
like
the
little
Glacier
things that
Blade.
are, not as obviously as time consuming as like DLC packs, like we could like make and put in the treasure trove.
I don't get the cool things. Whenever there's a cool thing that comes on, I just fail and just don't get like anything. And then that like the
True.
Glacier Sword came, and I was like, ass, I don't want that. And then I got it.
That one's great. All the weapons are super cool. What's the last one? You guys should know what's
Dude
the
and
last
Cudgel.
one? No, that's the current week's one.
Oh, so the one that's left. That's the Cody and
There's
Dagger.
one that's left.
Cody and Dagger.
Yes. Cody and Dagger is the last one, and
And
You can make
is
your
gonna
own
be in
weapons.
the rotation.
Though.
Yeah, you can, but they're these are a little bit more custom and made by Team Dakota to look unique, as opposed to what we can do to make unique weapons.
Yeah.
I
So
made a
this
makeshift
is like
Glacier
the
Blade.
cool thing we were talking about like with the content team and the artists and stuff. Like like so our DLC packs, right? They like definitely have to have like a place in our universe and like in a DLC pack and fit because they're like these larger projects. But like treasure trove items can kind of be more like a one-hit wonder kind of idea, right? Like they can come and they don't necessarily have to be like super related. I mean, they could actually be like kind of a random thing. Like they don't have to be like part of this like coherent group or even necessarily fit into our like lore really well because they're kind of this idea of like this one-hit wonder.
So Acid Rain brings up a good point where these weapons can be used as level locking tools, so that nobody else can remix their level. Is this intended?
Yeah.
Is there anything you do to undo that portion?
So no, so like that would not happen. We're not gonna like change like we're gonna still have it where if you don't own an item you can't remix it. So I mean in that way it makes like I guess those items more valuable to have.
But are you going to make them available in the marketplace at some point?
Yeah, so the plan is like to have them like rotate, in the treasure trove and potentially like, not, a couple times, not necessarily as like, so, the weapons are grand prizes this time. They might not necessarily be the grand prizes next time. But they will be like in the treasure trove again. And then at that point, after we feel like we don't want to bring them back to the treasure trove, it'd be like, like for instance, those four pre-order items could like be bundled together and put on the marketplace for a pretty low token value.
Do
So
you guys even like remixing?
Oh yeah, of course, like that's like part of like the Project Spark mantra, like
well,
Well, of course you're gonna say that.
there's two different kinds of remixing though, right? There's the legitimate actually improving a level, and then there's the cloning for no good reason.
yeah, I mean and the truth like I mean like the items there, right, like the level locking, like I mean obviously we don't have like a button in our game that says like please lock, or like lock my world, prevent anybody from ever accessing it. But I mean this is my personal perspective, like I mean I think having these kind of things in there for people who do want to like level lock and like want those protections that only people who have a lot of the content then would be able to look at their stuff. I think that's a creator's like
Prerogative.
it's in their tool. Yeah, exactly. It's like in their tool bag. Like if it's up to them if they want to do it.
And then somebody
Yeah,
else
it
can
should
go
be a
in and
decision.
somebody else can go ahead and remove that item from the content pack and remix it and then share it again. So,
That is
Well, that's
true.
just malicious, right?
no, that's actually happened before.
Yeah, I know that
That's
has.
a good idea.
Yeah. And that's why Mescat is a genius and evil.
And evil.
So, how many of these cards can we expect the team to make? Like, is there a
I mean,
goal?
well, we'll see. I mean, I would definitely not set your like heights or like set it super high, especially at the
Too early.
beginning. I think if like reaction's really good about like the cards, I think, who knows what could be added to like the roadmap. But like right now, I would think of the cards as being like kind of released singly and like as like treasure trove items.
All right.
That's probably like the short term, like would be like the most recent stuff, like the thing that you guys would see first before like a card pack.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and edit my post down to reduce the scope and might crush my dreams. But
No, I would really. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, that's all good feedback. Like, if people want like a pack of cards,
I
I
don't
mean,
want
that's so
just one
funny.
pack.
It sounds like I'm talking like about Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but or Magic. But
Hearthstone. Yeah.
yeah, right. I see. I haven't done any Hearthstone. But anyway, so I mean, any feedback's always good feedback.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have cards basically be the sprites of
Exactly. Yeah, and that's like how I saw your post, and I was like, you're basically talking about like a sprite.
Mhm.
Sprite.
But that's what I would love, and that would make Sparks so much better for me. I would love if I keep saying the word love, but yeah, truly, if Spark
I would
could,
adore.
yes, yeah. So I have to, be a little more flagrant with my word choice. See, flagrant. Anyway, I really want Spark to have something that looks like RPG Maker, so I can have my 2D games off pixels. That's that. If I could have code plus pixels, I'd be so happy. But I've always thought that 3D looks horrible in any game whatsoever. And that's a quokka, by the way, the animal. It's
I hope you can read that. I don't know if you can.
Paradox's
This
Skype
Skype
pic.
picture.
Yeah.
Is it backwards?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, your picture's amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I have not stopped staring at it. It's just
You can actually look this up. It's a real thing called quokka selfies.
It's
Quokka selfies.
Yes.
What is that?
Down in Australia, they have these quokkas. They're naturally their expression is always smiling. So people would go, and they're actually on the not endangered, but the one before that. I forget what that's called, but
Semi-endangered. That'll do.
so whatever. Yeah, that's something like that. They are low in numbers, so you're not allowed to actually touch them. But people will get up really close to them because they're docile, unless you provoke them, and they'll take pictures with them.
Selfie.
Yep, exactly. In any
Cookies.
event. So yeah, sprites, please, thanks.
yeah. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would prefer than cards? I personally, I would prefer, out of anything in Project Spark, is to have an update game button, like so you can update your own uploads.
No, you can.
Wait, what?
If you just
when you save like the same world, if you already have it published, it'll just be like update and keep your same numbers.
then you say yes. So you've not been doing that.
So you don't need to delete the other world and
No.
then like repost.
No, it'll like keep your stats and it saves over and replaces your other one.
So this is a PSA
Oh,
to everybody. You don't need to delete your existing worlds in order to upload the updates.
who would have known?
So the text, when it alerts you, when you say save and share, if you read that, then it'll actually tell you what's going on. And likewise, with deleting stuff, make sure you read the text, because sometimes you're at risk of deleting your entire project instead of just the most recent save.
Sometimes those text boxes are super helpful.
Yeah. It's like the designers want you to know something or something.
Something or something?
Something or something.
Something like
Yeah. You know.
Oh,
Alright, so I guess the final thing on the agenda would be the community challenges. There's actually 2 community challenges in addition to the game jam going on right now.
I didn't know there's 2. I only know about the one. Should I
battle
know?
grid.
Should I know what the other one is?
You even
Or are you talking about the multiplayer thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're right. Okay. So I'll talk about those. So very cool. Like big. Ah, I misspelled this. Talking in chat, I just said a sprite lizard man. Anyway, um, so so there's two different things going on in the community that Team Dakota is like I guess endorsing. We're gonna just grant users some credits for participation. So the first though is really cool. Oh, they're both really cool. The first is like creating your own champion, and I know I'd love to see like everybody create these champions, and then there's like somebody who makes a world and puts them all in there, kind of like how Saint Abra did like the pirate DLC compilation. It'd be cool to have that exact same thing. I think champions and like having people like try to make ones that like fit in with like Spark and like could play like Crossroads or Champions Quest or something like that, or I guess do something totally different. Like that'd be really cool. There's like that we saw a picture on Twitter of like this guy working on can't remember the creator, but he's working on like a Viking one, and he has like this super cool beard mustache. It's awesome.
I believe I was the first person to submit mine.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah, I think you submitted yours first.
What do you mean we're not gonna talk about it? It was ingenious in its simplicity.
It was an extremely overpowered champion.
That wasn't stated against.
I think that champion deserves its own feed.
I agree. But in the featured version of that special feed.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. So on that note, so the other community thing going on is so Wacko and some numbers, I can't remember the numbers. He's the creator of Battle Grid, which is a game that's featured right now, and it's like a up to 4-player PvP arena style. And it looks just super awesome. And basically, you like manipulate this environment, and you like try to fight in it, and it like gets totally destroyed as you're fighting. So he's holding like a little tourney in his game over the weekend, 6 to 9 Eastern time. So they'd be 3 to 6 for the Pacific people. Anyway, so we're basically just send him an invite, a chat on Xbox Live, and he's challenging anybody to verse him in this and see if they can beat the creators. And we're gonna give 1,000 credits to anybody who participates in that, and he's gonna like live stream it on Twitch.
No, that's cool.
I could do the. When's this? What day?
It's on over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
The times you'd have to convert from Eastern time to GMT.
It's such a pain.
It's 6 to 9 Eastern time, so that's probably
I think Eastern's like 8 hours.
So it would be ending at the same time as the SparkCast ends.
Holy shit. I mean, holy... my bad.
It's fine. You weren't that clear when you said what the Conker word anyway, so... Yeah. So speaking of which, how are you guys going to deal with I know you've explained it before, but for those who haven't been paying attention, how are you guys going to deal with the language in Conker?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the foul language, the cursing, etc.
Now you're trying to dig a little bit deep. So with Conker and like language. So this is a fun fact for you guys. Conker Conker as a character himself like never cursed in
how do you know?
Day. I think there was
how can you be sure?
I believe he says ass at some point, but he's like referring to an actual like donkey, so it's like the not cursing of ass. Sorry for anybody who's offended by ass.
The donkey.
Anyway, so I think he says that, but like he is not a character who actually cusses all the time. Now there's supporting characters who do almost nothing else besides cuss, or in that kind of front. I'll say like we definitely have the same humor of Conker. There isn't like our supporting cast of characters aren't the cussing variety in episode 1, so there really isn't cursing. So there's a lot of humor that falls under Conker, but I wouldn't say there's like
so the characters you've announced so far have been Birdie, Key, Conker, obviously, Teddy's. Was there anybody else that you announced?
Nope.
Nope. Nobody else.
Nobody else is. There's one more character. It hasn't been announced yet.
Okay. But so Chris Seaver did the voice for Conker. Did he also do the voice for Birdie? Right.
Yeah.
And he was okay with he agreed that Conker had never cursed before. I guess he'd be the person who knows.
So Chris Seaver, like in pretty much my understanding, I wasn't like in those conversations, but because this is all before my time, but it was my understanding that he actually was pretty adamant about the fact that like Conker never cursed, and he kind of was actually like our team didn't realize that, and he kind of educated us about like the fact that Conker actually isn't like a character who curses.
So it's just the
He
fault.
does have a chainsaw though.
That's true.
He does yeah, he has a baseball bat.
I don't know what he uses that chainsaw for. Does he potentially cut people's heads off?
I would hope so.
You'll have to play the experience. You'll have to see next week.
All right, and on that bombshell, Max, do you have any final questions for Team Dakota?
I don't think so. I think it's all covered.
Team Dakota, as in Thomas, do you have any final remarks for the evening?
I'm trying to think.
I believe we covered everything on the early, pre-cast discussion.
Yeah, I think so.
You want to go ahead and plug the tomorrow stream again?
Yeah, I can plug tomorrow's stream one more time. I feel like there's something else I want to talk about. I don't know. I'll plug while I'm thinking. So, again, I want to reiterate: 3 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday. Stream or in that specific. So 3 o'clock PST.
6 p.m.
Stream
Eastern.
tomorrow. Conker. Going to be looking at like creation pack and assets if everything goes according to plan. So it's going to be a very cool stream running through all the new things that creators are basically going to be able to play with.
So all the final stuff?
Um,
Because I know you did some of it before. I can do the rest of it.
God does make a good point. I can say that. Yeah, so I think for the most part it'll be we're going to be showing pretty much most of all the stuff tomorrow.
Okay, so
might even be the last character. I'm not sure if we're going to do that yet, but
what Meskaz's point was is
oh yeah,
there's a new tour.
Yeah, so title update 9 went out on Monday, so that was kind of the last beat I wanted to hit on. So it took care of a lot of cool stuff. There's some really neat things added in there. It's kind of a lot of prep work prior to Conker coming, and so part of TU9, a big push is the Project Spark Tour. So if you're a new user to Spark, and basically when you first log into the game, it recognizes that fact, and it will start up the Project Spark Tour sequence. And what that is about it's a guided tour through the different offerings of Project Spark, and it lasts, depends on how long you spend in it, but it can go anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour or something like that. But it takes you through like the first section, like 1-1 of Champion's Quest. We'll do Crossroads. It'll do the Create tutorial. It'll do Introduction to UGC, and so it'll like direct people to the Hall of Fame feed to pick a level. Then it does. Trying to think of the other one. It shows like the marketplace, and introduces you to the marketplace, and it shows also Treasure Trove. I think that covers all the different things. So it goes through that, but for new users coming in, it's a lot more structured than here's all these blank buttons and start randomly clicking on stuff. And you actually gain quite a bit of XP like during it. Testing like in our internal testing, and I think out there now that it's in the wild, like people are generally like leveling just by the tour like up to level 10 or close to it, like level 8 or something.
And so they don't get the benefit from premium for that?
Yeah, because when you're doing the tour, it grants you premium.
Oh, so that explains why you get level 10 then.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, you get when you like first log in as a new user. I don't know if it did it before, but with the tour, it'll be like, here's 3 days of premium or something to that effect.
Oh, give me that. Buy all the packs.
So it'll do that, and so the main thing is this though. So for anybody who's like really looking for Conker on Thursday, and you're a new user or under level 5, you want to make sure to do the tour prior to Conker, just because you don't obviously want to sit through and play an hour on the day of. All you want to do is get right to Conker's big reunion. So we're reiterating that fact. There's a Reddit thread that I said the same thing got started. I was doing a giveaway over there on Xbox the Xbox One subreddit.
I'm still waiting for
Um,
my code, by the way.
you didn't win one.
Yeah, but I should have.
Should have.
We also
Wow.
talked about it on Twitter. I think we've talked about it like on our forums. I don't know, but we're just trying to cover our basis on that people know about the tour. Um, so
So
yeah, so that's a good point.
you did basically introduce yourself to the Reddit, Xbox One subreddit with that one post. Are you gonna be making that weekly, or is that just a one-time special thing?
I'm probably not giveaways weekly. I'd like to start doing more regular posts without, the subreddit getting annoyed. Like, they're not supposed to only be about like a single game, but I really think like a once a week, like here's just current news, like here's some stuff that's featured.
As long as the mods are fine with it, I don't see a reason for the people
Yeah,
that frequent
right. I
it to
mean,
be
I
upset
guess
with
it
it.
all depends if it gets upvotes or downvotes, right?
Yeah.
So no, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've been in the subreddit before. Just answering people's questions. I think I've maybe have started one or two other threads. I can't remember. But it's like kind of a new thing. So Brian is not a big Reddit user, but I have always been a kind of a Reddit user for a couple years now, and so it was one of the main things that I just wanted to make sure. To kind of to get on. As far as so I see in chat, so like the Project Spark game Reddit subreddit. Um, I don't really see. I mean, that one isn't super active. I mean, I like it to be super more active, but between like .com and .org, there's already a lot of places for people to go and talk about stuff. Um, and for Amnesia, so Reddit is just this giant.
Conglomerate.
Yeah, it's like this giant site that allows people to create what they call subreddits, which are just basically little forums.
It's basically
based
somebody
on-
mixed Wikipedia's format with forums, right? So
Yeah, that's basically the way to think about it. I don't know. A lot of people use it. It's actually a really good way to get news really fast. Um, so yeah.
I've never
Um,
used Reddit.
it's good for people who just want to not deal with NeoGAF, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, I really like the Reddit communities. I think sometimes like the discussion can kind of be repetitive or go nowhere, but I really do think um, I don't know. I think some really good discussion and like I don't know. I think Reddit communities can be really awesome. Like I'm a big fan of the Xbox One Reddit. So
They seem to be a little more reasonable there than I've seen at other subreddits.
yeah, I mean like the larger ones like gaming and I mean like like gaming, right? It's generally like I go there if I want to see like the top 10 things posted about like Skyrim for 4 years after it got released. I mean, I don't really know about like game. I don't really understand the gaming subreddit honestly, but like ones that are a little bit more targeted make sense.
Yeah. So if Chad has any questions, then we can answer those real quick. But right now, I guess we'll do a little bit of chit chat and wait.
Savage kept asking about Savage Champion. Now I don't know if he's trolling or.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just wants a champion named after himself.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and we'll have a Sniper Dude champion and a Paradox Moose champion, but no ZZ
There we
Tard
go.
champion.
There we go.
A
Well,
grass
Yeah,
Chad-
I should do a champion. I should. I'm working on a level right now. Me and Brian are collaborating on a Conker level for launch.
So we get the downvote that as soon as Conker goes live then?
Yeah, please do, please do. No, I can actually, I'll talk about it. Sure, why not? So what me and Brian are working on is like a multiplayer like arena game with like Conquer. So it'll really be fun if you are going in with 2 players or more, up to 4. But yeah, we're basically like just mixing a bunch of ideas from other games like into it. So like working on like trying to do like a Smash Brothers character selector. We have like a Gears of War Lancer in there, of course, because I can't make anything that doesn't have Gears of War related to it.
Of course.
And then, yep. And then then there's it's like the map right now is like Halo Ascension. I don't know if we're gonna get another map in there or not. I'd like to. But Brian made this pretty awesome like Halo Ascension map.
I need to try that.
Yeah, so we're all like we're collaborating on it. I think it'll be pretty cool.
So we're not going to be able to directly answer this question, but we can at least tease it a little bit. what were one of our favorite Game Jam entries? Don't mention it exactly, but kind of say a little weird thing about it. Like, my favorite entry is probably one that won't be in the top four.
Oh, I mean, I mean, I'll talk about ones that I've liked. I haven't started judging yet, so I haven't played everybody's stuff. So that's like my big disclaimer before this is like there's some really cool stuff like out there that I haven't even seen yet, which is terrible, but that's just like the way it is of not being able to play through everybody's thing.
So, did you
Um,
guys play Beeb and Bob Vanishing on the stream?
which one?
Beeb and Bob Vanishing. That
I
was
don't think so. Which one is that one?
it was a point and click adventure game.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm gonna play that. Does it work on controller?
I don't know. I only tried it with uh, mouse and keyboard so far. I have to go through them all again and add a little
Man,
bit for
that's so
controller.
cool. I don't really know if it works for controller. I'm gonna be super stoked. I'm gonna try to look on that. I'll try to play that tonight. B and Bob Vanishing.
Beeb and Bob Vanishing. Well, it's on your score sheet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there you
sent
go.
you the spreadsheet for it.
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta try that. No, I mean for the most part, like I'm trying to think of um like ones that are. I mean, they're all really cool and what they're trying to do. And that's why so the avant-garde theme is really hard to judge because you have like people like obviously there's so many different directions. Like you have somebody like Project Sparker's like Infinity, which is like this like music video craziness that nobody understands how he even made it. And we've been like showing it around the team, and all the team is like, "Whoa, how did they make this?" And like we had to get like a dev to like first we had to like unlock the level, or like get into it, right? There he used the evergreen bow in there for or the arrow for like text, so we actually had like get in there, and then at that point, um, um, you like actually went in. So I don't know if you guys know this. So like at least the way that we understand it, and our one of our devs understood it is there's only two props that are getting like continued all over the place, and that is the first contact stem and the Astro backpack that just came out with Recon Mission. And so you have those two, and then like create basically at every frame as it rotates around. So like I think 360 of each. And then I don't think they're collidable, and then they like move up and down between each other while affecting changing like color tints.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of at least that's like our understanding of how it got created. As far as all the he like it's funny because like the visuals thing is like what's really like is super like impressive and grabs you, but like I think actually like Project Sparker was way more like thought the coolest thing people were gonna be is like the music part of it. Like I think that's probably where he even spent more work on was like doing the music, like with the tempos and creating like a measure system.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird what people spend more time on isn't always the thing that's the most impressive.
Yeah,
But
right. Tell me about it.
oh, so one final thing before you go. The concept art.
Oh
That
yeah, so I'm still playing around with that. It's a big undertaking. I'm kind of trying to figure out the best way of presenting it to the community.
just send it to me on
Um,
Skype. I'll appreciate it. Thank you.
right? Yeah. I like I kind of think like if I do like just a big file dump, kind of it's like overwhelming for everyone, and I don't know. I don't really think it makes it like that special. It's just like this huge like here, blah, here, have fun. I'm thinking about like try like if I guess I could ask you guys what you just think like initial thoughts on this. I was thinking about kind of doing like a concept art drop like once a week, kind of like how I'm gonna start trying to do like regular blog posts like the featured this week like every Friday because I think it's really important. It's like another way of celebrating like our creators, and I just think it's awesome to do that. Um, and then like I think it'd be cool to do like another like on so like let's say Wednesdays, there's a concept art drop of like 10 images, and I can kind of get some like hope maybe like our Jed's opinion on like a couple pieces, and like quick description of what they are, and like but you do like 10 at a time so they like are like approachable. It's like a more approachable format, and you can like digest, and you can like look forward to something like every week.
I think it would be cool to just have a quick little story, maybe like a sentence or two, about how something translated from the concept art to what we have in game. Like what changed, what drove the evolution of the concept art,
Right,
stuff
yeah.
like
Like
that.
I think that'd be kind of cool too. Like I think like kind of doing that kind of approach would really like more celebrate like the concept art as like individual pieces, and like I don't think either like they want to be as like I think if I do like 1600 drop concept art,
That'd be
Lord,
awesome.
which people would just yell at me for internally anyway. If you like did something like that, like I think stuff would get like super overlooked. It'd be like, oh, this is cool, browse through it, like look through the first 50 images, get tired, and like never open it again. Um,
No, I'd look through the whole thing. I'd look through every single one of those and be like, circle. I'd
yeah, but
I'd
not
circle them.
everybody's like as obsessive as you.
That's fine. I'll be obsessive for everybody else.
Yeah. Um,
But
but I
that,
think would be cool is like have like a where like there's an album that builds every week too. So like there's like those images, and then there's like a thing. There's like a repository that keeps building.
yeah, speaking of repositories, Ennsville wants a coffee
Oh,
table
there
book.
you go. I know I should put one together and then put my name on it and then sell
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's been a frequent topic on the Sparkcast. Is we're surprised you guys don't have Project Spark merchandise like T-shirts
It's true. Hang on, wait
or
there.
squirrel plushies.
Hang on.
Well, it's funny with the squirrel plushies because they like actually exist. I just don't even know how to get one. Like,
Well, there's one right
I
there.
have, I have one. Here
oh,
we
you
go.
You got it from Gamescom, I presume.
I got it
That's
given
awesome.
to me directly at Gamescom. Literally, they were doing like this massive speech, and then they were like, "Oh, we want to give it to someone very special." And I was like, "Oh, who's that going to be?" They start walking over to me, speaking in German. I'm like, "Thank you. I'll take it."
Oh, did they someone from Project Spark point you out to them or something?
I mean, I had been talking to James. I think it was James before, anyway. So, that's probably why, to be honest. I mean,
Very likely, yes. Yeah, James was in charge of the stage show, so
well, there you go.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't even know how to get one of those.
the truth is you don't.
Yeah, that is the truth, I think, at the current moment. So,
All right, so on that bombshell,
yeah.
I don't
And
think
that
we've had any
squirrel
more
shell-
questions. Yeah,
Shell.
squirrel shell, yes. Uh, I need to get one of those. Mesket has like 20 of the damn things. All right, anyway, so next week we'll be back, and it will be post Conquer, won't it?
Nope, because Conker comes on Thursday.
Oh, so it'll be one day
You'll
before
be right
Conquer,
before, so we'll like have nothing to talk about, and
as is tradition.
or Conker.
Alrighty then. So
No, we'll see. I mean, you'll probably have Brian, but who knows? I mean, maybe because next week's like, I mean, that is what like it's basically like launch 2.0. I mean, maybe move the Sparkcast like a day after Conquer, or who knows?
I don't know if anybody. I don't think anybody's gonna be available on the day before Conquer because everyone's gonna be all hands on deck, right?
I'm saying day of Conquer.
Yeah, still gonna be
Yeah.
all hands on deck. No one's gonna be available for the Sparkcast.
Yeah, but you guys are. I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be fine. We'll see.
All right. So on that note, Max is about 15 minutes past 2 a.m. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel the rest of the stream. No, we're actually on time for the 1 hour of the
Yeah.
cast anyway. So thanks Thomas and Max for joining us, especially Max for it's so damn late.
Squirrel.
Yeah,
Max
I
and Squirrel. And Thomas for joining us from Team Dakota, as always. It's great to have you. Not
Yeah,
really, but
yeah.
I'm being
Appreciate it.
polite.
Shake your hand.
Yeah, internet shakes. All right.
I wanna
That's
get
right.
feedback on. I'll wait for chat to chime in after we're done because I want to find out if they.
Like your concept art dump idea?
Yeah, well, yeah, that and just I guess feedback. But yeah, the concept art I'd actually like to hear on that.
Well, I guess you can go ahead and start a thread on that. Did you already?
Nope. This is like just something I've been bouncing around in my head.
Oh, so I guess you should be posting it then. And we are really out of time, so we're going to go ahead and cancel it. But thanks
All right.
everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week. Same time.
That's good.
Maybe.
Thanks all.
Bye.